Greetings, salutations, Rube the Great here. This is going to be my top 10 Marvel Legends of 2017. There was a lot that came out. There were some great ones, there were some horrible ones, but Marvel Legends seem to be on the right path of what they're putting out. And that 12-inch line is amazing. Now, everybody's looking at this, everybody's going to have their own little list of what they want, what their top 10 is. It's all preference, okay? Remember that it is all preference. So everybody's top 10 is not going to be the same. So with all that said, here we go. All right, kicking off with number 10, I have the Jim Lee Cyclops from the Warlock Wave. Now, this one came out at the very beginning of the year, right after the Sandman Wave. And this one was the most highly sought after figure. The reason why this is not at number 10 and not higher, as you can see right here, this was super glued, but it's a little harder. All these little belts came in and they fell off, and you had to super glue them. You only got one set of hands. You got this little sniff my finger hand, and then you got the balled up fist. I wish they would have gave him more hands. If you would notice right here too, focus, this belt is a different color from the yellow on the bands. So this yellow doesn't match the yellow on there. I know the lights are bright, but I can see it perfectly. Also, whenever you move them, this belt comes apart right here. And they didn't give us a blast effect. I actually took this from the Superman figure. I got it at Five Below for $5, and then I ended up seeing it at Ross later on down the road for like $3. But it's all good. It's good. It's a good way for ACBA, and that's how I have him all the time, because it's the only way he can really be. Without the extra hands, that's it. All right, coming in at number 9, I have SpiderMan Homecoming Wave Vulture with the Builder Wings. And this was, I really like the details of all this. He has an Air Force look. My grandfather was in the Air Force, so it was something I was really digging, how they made all this, how they updated, and the way the Vulture was, he had this part around his neck. So the way they updated with him, they had him with the leather jacket with that part around his neck, which I thought was a very good updated look for him. So the wings make the figure. Now, he should be number 10, but the wings is what make him number 9. He almost didn't make the list, but with the wings, he makes the list. I mean, he's great for ACBA shots just for the detail in him. The only bad thing is he's very hard to balance without the little stand. There's a stand that comes with it. I can't find my stand. It's put up in a box somewhere. But his legs are really flimsy. He can't hold the weight. But I still like him. I wish they would have gave us a Michael Keaton head sculpt, but this is what we have. Coming in at number 8, SpiderMan Homecoming Build-A-Wing Wave. Pajama suit Spidey, homemade suit Spidey, whatever you want to call him. I really like this figure. I was able to do a lot more. It's proportioned to all the other figures, so he is shorter than all of them, which makes him even better, because all the other figures, they're based on the 6-inch model. However, Spider-Man is known for being shorter than everybody, and we're always getting a Spider-Man figure that's tall as everybody else. So to get one that's actually in proportion with everybody else is cool. They did the detail with the zipper on the hoodie. Right there, you can see it. The little black mark. I mean, it was just a dope figure to have. And when the wave came out, I didn't know I was going to like this figure as much as I did. I thought I was over here like, oh, Moon Knight is going to be the figure everybody wants, which was, I was like, man, I got to get a Moon Knight. And then that tech suit Spider-Man just kept falling apart on everybody and breaking. This one right here, I just had a lot of fun with it just to have with me. I was like, oh, and he has the hood that comes with it, so you can put the hood over his head, which was pretty dope. So, I always treated him like a rapper, but That's why I got him in this similar type rapper pose. But this is my number 8 figure. I wish there was more accessories and some other stuff that came with it. But hey, I was happy with the figure that I didn't really want. So number 8, homemade suit, SpiderMan. Coming in at number 7, if I can frame this right, you have the Walmart exclusive T'Challa Black Panther, the comic book version with the blue boots and the blue. I was really digging this figure when it came out. A lot of people weren't able to get it early in the year when it just dropped online and everybody was going after it. And they even put it on discount and people were going after it. And now it's out in stores and it's just sitting there because a lot of people already overpaid for it or they don't want it anymore. But of course, we kind of figured. I was telling people it was gonna drop close to the Black Panther movie, and now there's another Walmart exclusive, which I don't get, of the new Black Panther suit with the energy waves or whatever. But they did recycle some stuff on here. This is the Craven bow or the spear with the necklace. The cape is from I forgot who that cape was from, but anyway. But it's a nice figure to have because if you're looking to collect certain things, if you are one of those comic book figure collectors, it was a good figure to grab right away. Sorry about that. Phone is messing up. So it was a great figure to grab right away. However, it kind of lost its luster, and now you got the newer wave coming out with the Killmonger, and they look badass. And now you got the 12-inch Black Panther. So yeah, it lost some fire here and there, but it's still a good figure to have. So if you're looking for those comic book characters to collect, I highly suggest getting one of these. Coming in at number 6, Walgreens exclusive Human Torch. We got the Invisible Woman this year, or last year, and then we got a Human Torch. Now, we've already seen concept art in Mr. Fantastic, which is what we're waiting for, because we're hoping for a Thing figure. An actual Thing figure, not a builder figure, but an actual in the package. Because when you have the Fantastic Four coming like this, it gives us hope that we're going to get a Doctor Doom. And that is all the hope. But the sculpt on this, when I originally saw this, I thought it was going to be the same as Iceman. I was like, oh, y'all going to make him like Iceman. And he's going to be all gummy and everything. And he's actually not. He's more of a solid figure. He's a real solid figure. The same bucket cap mold. This fire part right here around is removable. The only thing, my biggest gripe is the head. They could have made it a solid color like the rest of the body, but they decided to make it that yellowish color into more of that. And it is a translucent, so you can kind of see right through it. Depending on the lighting and how you do your angle for a shot, that'd be a great shot. But I would have rather at least give us 2 head sculpts. Yelling face would have been awesome too. But, hey, it's better than what we had. So, at number 6, Human Torch. Coming in at number 5, Sandman Wave, Green Goblin. I'm glad I waited for it. I mean, the detail they put in the legs and the arms, it's a true comic book accurate Green Goblin that we've been needing. And it's better than that one Green Goblin that they had to build a figure. But we finally got it. So you got the Hobgoblin out, you got the Green Goblin out, and then you got the Demi-Goblin coming out soon. So if you can find him, get him. A lot of scalpers have been going into it and grabbing him up. And the glider is pretty accurate to him. It's not like the glider that they gave with Hobgoblin, which was a piece of trash. But this one is more of his glider that he fits on. Coming in at number 4 are these 4 guys. Now, you're wondering why I put all 4 of them in here. I am loving this 12-inch line that Hasbro is doing with the Marvel Legends, because we're getting better articulation with what these can do. And he was going to actually be on my list just at number 4 because I had a lot of fun doing pictures with Deadpool, but I wanted to include all of them in here because they're just that badass. So I couldn't fit them in the, like I said, the regular shot because I have all these figures, but these take up all the room. As you can see, I can barely fit him into this shot. But there you go. I'm looking forward to getting the Black Panther one. I'm looking forward to getting Wolverine. My biggest thing is they needed some villains. We got a lot of heroes. We got a lot of Avengers. We're getting more X-Men now. But I want to see some villains. I want a Doctor Doom. I want a Magneto. I want all these other... A Green Goblin. You know, we've got 2 Spider-Man, so why can't we get a Green Goblin? But we'll see what happens. Hell, if they were going to, they might as well make a Thanos. We got the Infinity War movie coming out. Might as well give us a 12-inch Thanos. Or he should be probably closer to this size, so maybe a 14-inch Thanos, whatever. But again, number 4, these 12-inch Marvel Legends. Coming in at number 3 is... This is surprising me because I was so surprised out of this when this came out the box. The Bullseye from the Man-Thing Build-A-Figure wave, that Netflix wave, Marvel Knights wave, Daredevil series wave, whatever you want to call it. It's a long title. This was probably my number 3 pick of the wave that I wanted to get. And this immediately shot up to number 1 because I had so much fun with this one. Doing a couple of shots here and there, and then this creeper face that he has. Yeah. But this effect right here, this accessory they put in here, when you have this on a white background, this right here completely disappears. And that is awesome. So you can get some real good ACBA shots out of it. They used the Spidey 2099 body mold for this with the butterfly joints, which I absolutely loved that figure. Speaking of Spidey 2099, coming in at number 2 is the Spidey 2099 alternate suit from the Sandman Build-A-Figure wave. The fact that we do not get any accessories in this figure and it's still made top 2, it is amazing. I mean, I absolutely loved this suit. Everybody else you can see, but this one right here, you actually have to pull down and straighten out. And that suit is amazing. The detail, the paint work, all this extra stuff. I wish they would have gave us alternate hands and something. But, you know, with the thigh cut, the boot cut. For some reason, these look like regular shoes, and I was falling in love with them. Like, can I get these in a size 12? But for a figure to have no accessories and to be this highly... I mean, they went all out with the fact that it wasn't any accessories in it, and they gave us a highly articulated figure. If they were to keep a lot of these like this, it would be amazing, because that's what we need at a lot of these figures, is these butterfly joints and everything. So coming in number 2 is Spidey 2099 alternate suit. All right, coming in for my honorable mentions, and it was tough with some of these, and y'all looking at this list like, how are these? Because Ares isn't like everybody's top 10 or top 5, even top 2, and it's been a lot of people's top figure. I truthfully didn't like it too much. I mean, it's just the limited articulation that it could do, the lack of head movement or the neck rotate or whatever you can do on that. And you had to sit there and rig it to try to get it to look up or a certain way. I just didn't like it. Now, that is my opinion. I was happy we got an Adam Warlock figure for this new line. You know, of course, we used the body mold, but you know, it could have been better. I'm waiting to see if they're going to put out another Adam Warlock for Infinity War. If Infinity War is even going to have Adam Warlock. So I'm waiting to see what that figure is going to look like. Moon Knight has some limited movement in him, and that's why he didn't really like it. The cape does get in the way sometimes, and that was one of my biggest things. It helps out as a tripod sometimes, but also it's like it gets in the way. But I really like the figure. That was one of my biggest pet peeves on it. Yondu, great head sculpt. This was really close to making my top 10. The one thing about it, and this is from my figures, I had problems with the legs. He won't stay still. He won't stand up very long. So it was kind of harder for me to put him in there. That head sculpt alone is awesome, but I just couldn't put it in there. Blade has some limited ability on what he could do. I wish they're gonna end up giving us another Blade. I hope so, but it's a good try. It was a good try. My Black Suit Spidey. Now, if you notice, it's the same sculpt and everything as the Pizza Spidey. The reason why I don't like my Black Suit Spidey is because the arms won't move, and everything I tried, it still won't move. So that's why you see him in this little bow right here. Yeah. Colossus was really close in top 10, but it was, he only gets two sets of, he only gets two hands. One grabbing hand, one ball to fist, and I didn't like it. I was like, okay, can we get more hands? Like, we need a few more hands. Like, you don't give us that much. And then I got the dirty metal look, but I would have rather liked to see a nice shiny chrome. That bearded Colossus head is one of my favorite things, though. So, John Bernthal Punisher, same thing with Blade. I liked it, but it was a little bit limited on the movements. It could have been better. They could have put in a few more guns in there. They could have done away with that jacket. There was a lot more that they could have done. But again, we're going to end up getting newer figures or better figures later on down the road. Until then, we're kind of just stuck with those. So, you know, they're not going to, everything's not going to be perfect the way we want it. It's going to be hit or miss. And again, like I said, a lot of these figures, a lot of people love this Yondu figure. I love it, but it's the legs. The legs are the biggest part that I don't like about it. And every time I knock him over, he tilt him a certain way, he falls right over, and he was knocking over my displays earlier. Him and Vulture. I just, when I was setting up that opening scene, it was basically brought to you by the letter F. If you know where I'm going with this, because that was the word I was saying the whole time. But anyway, these are my honorable mentions. And coming in at number 1, you could have guessed it. You know who I am. I'm a Deadpool fan, and I had to give it to both of them for number 1. I really only gave it to Hascon Deadpool because this was a retooled red suit Deadpool with a little bit better, that it could stand better. It was a little bit better posability. You gave him a water gun, which was like the most hilarious thing you could have ever done. But it was something more unique. It was more Deadpool, and X-Force Deadpool is my favorite Deadpool suit of them all. It's just something about that gray suit that I like. This is the same figure. It's just they repainted it. They put some other stuff on it. They gave us the Superior Venom tentacles or extra arms or whatever. They gave us the Ben Reilly claw hands. They gave us the Superior Venom face. So it's, you know, it's a retooled one, but it's the same body mold. So I would have to have them share the spotlight. It would have been like, oh, I don't like the Back in Black, but I like the Hascon, or vice versa. And I was like, it's the same thing. This is a different head sculpt. This head sculpt right here is from Eel. As you can see, this one is actually not the same one. Because this one right here, one eye is opened up more than the other, just like the other Deadpool. This one is not. Slight difference. But anyway, that's all I have. That was my top 10 with my honorable mentions. You may like my list, you may hate my list, but you know what? It's okay. You have a right to disagree. You can have a right to disagree with my list. Again, it is my list. This was just my opinions. This is what I had fun posing and taking pictures of and doing stupid stuff. Deadpool will always be one of my favorites to do random stupid shots with because, I mean, really, come on. That's how Deadpool rolls. So, thank you. I got another video I'm working on, which is my top figure purchases of 2017. So, until next time, continue being awesome. And no matter what you do in this world, no matter what you do in life, be great at it.